Hello and welcome. I believe that you all are pacing up with the best of your preparation. So, to make your things more easy, your educator is here to unfold the third session of soil and water conservation. So, with continuation to our last class, we concluded the topic of major soil types of India. Today, we'll commence with soil fertility. Okay, so let us not just waste much more time and strictly start with the topic today. And after that, within a period, I'll be just noting down whatever doubts and queries you have and whatever questions I have to answer you back. We'll be taking a look into that. Okay, so soil fertility and productivity. This is one of the most important topics as per your syllabus of NABARD exam is concerned. Plus, it is also equally important for all other exams in terms of JRF, NET, etc. So let us see first soil fertility and soil productivity. Now both the terms are almost looking similar, but there is a big difference. Okay, soil fertility means, fertility means the fertile status of the soil. Okay, fertile status of the soil means in terms of the nutrients. We all know that there are 17 essential plant nutrients. So soil fertility, it is a criteria or a category, or you can say an index, which will be giving you about the estimate or the presence of all those 17 essential elements in the soil, their availability status to the plant. Okay, so as per the definition, it is the capacity of the soil to supply the essential plant nutrients to the growing period of plants, to complete its development, and also to maintain the soil health. Okay, means how your soil is capable. Suppose your sand, silt and clay, whatever your particles are present, now your soil has also got the nutrients in the form of NPK, or you can say in the form of cations and anions. But presence of the nutrient in the soil doesn't means that the plant is uptaking or the your yield will be bumper. The nutrient, they must be in a condition of availability, means they should be driven in such a position that they are available by the roots for their uptake. Then only the nutrient is said in that it is available. So soil fertility hits that available portion. Okay, so this is the general definition. On the other hand, productivity means that we measure in terms of yield, that is production per hectare, per acre, you can say. So basically it is calculated per hectare. Okay, so productivity is, it is the production capacity, and soil fertility is, it is the nutrient supply capacity. So these are the basic keywords where the difference lies, and if you pay attention, you can catch and understand the basic concept. Okay, so it is the capacity of the soil to produce crops. Okay, not nutrients. So nutrient will be transported or transferred by the soil fertility. Okay, so that is the main difference between fertility and productivity. And obviously here in case of soil productivity, there are some more parameters playing an important role, like climate, you can say weather, then package and practices, proper management. All these factors are responsible for productivity or to give up a bumper production. Okay, but in case of fertility, only the nutrients, the nutrient parameter is taken into consideration. Okay, now to make our concept more precise and to go just exam oriented discussion, let us see the key points. It is an index of available nutrients that I have just told you right now, and productivity, it is measured in terms of crop yield. Just for an example, if I say that 50 kg yield, okay, 50 kg per hectare, just for an example you take, or you can also say 50 tons per hectare. So that is productivity of the soil. Okay, that is measured in terms of weight, yield, kg. Another is, it is one of the factor of, obviously soil fertility is one of the factor of crop production, but productivity is the interaction of multiple factors, as I have just told you, like climate, package and practices, rainfall, weather, many other things. Third one is soil fertility you can analyze in the laboratory. Okay, in our soil testing laboratory we can analyze the fertility status of the soil, or you can say we can measure the nutrients like nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium. All these we can analyze in the laboratory. For example, nitrogen, it is measured by one of the process. By that we can measure the nitrogen. Okay, so on the other hand, soil productivity, it is assessed in the field, means the weight that we measure, that we take in the field. Okay, so soil fertility directly states the nutrient status of soil, whereas soil productivity, it highlights fertility, management and climate. Fertility is inherent property of soil, that means it is being carried forward. Okay, or you can say, just we as we say that from parental part, means suppose you are cultivating a land and you are giving an integrated nutrient management application. So the soil, after getting cultivated in a good scenario with good inputs, that will carry the fertility forward. Okay, after years and years of cultivation. Okay, so the soil will develop an inherent fertility. So that is said they are inherent, that is they can be carried forward. But whereas productivity is not, means for an example, suppose if you have a bumper production this year, that doesn't shows the fact that you may have the same in next year. So that is again dependent on these following parameters or factors. Okay, next, the soil fertility is almost same in similar conditions. Similar conditions means similar prevailing climatic condition, but whereas the productivity may vary. Okay, last and the most important one, which really possess a concept, is the fertile soil may or may not be productive, but all productive soils are fertile. Okay, please make a note. Fertile soils may or may not be productive. Why? Because to be productive, there are many other factors. Please make a look here. You see, productivity is dependent on many factors, whereas soil fertility is one of the parameter of productivity. Okay, so they have said that fertile soil may or may not be productive if other factors are not supportive, but all the productive soils are definitely fertile. Okay, all the productive soils are definitely fertile, because once you have got the production, you have got the bumper production, that means that your soil was definitely having a good fertility status. Okay, so these are the basic points, just remember. Next comes the criteria of essentiality, or to be more specific, you can say it is the classification of nutrients. So we know that in Arnold and Stout in the year 1939, they gave the classification of nutrients. So there were basically three criterias were basically given. Okay, and he divided the nutrients into basic, macro and micro. Okay, so basic means carbon, hydrogen and oxygen. Macro is divided into primary and secondary. Nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium, it comes under primary. Calcium, magnesium, sulfur, it comes under secondary. We all know this. Okay, macro means the concentration is more than 1 ppm, 1 parts per million, and micro means the concentration is less than 1 ppm, and we can also call it as, the synonymous words are trace or oligonutrients. So basically the nutrients are, there are positive carrying charge particles, cations, and the negative, that is the anions. So in case of micronutrients, molybdenum, boron and chlorine, they are the anions, whereas the iron, copper, nickel, manganese and zinc, these are the cations. Okay, now one point where we all should pay attention is the case of nitrogen. Remember, nitrogen is such an element which is present both anionic and cationic form. Okay, that means NH4 plus is a cation, NO3 minus, that is the nitrate. Okay, that is a anion. NH4 plus is ammonium. Okay, so since it is positive and the clays are negatively charged, they are fixed or bound, whereas the NO3, that is negatively charged, it is highly prone to leaching losses. All right, one more term was the functional nutrient, which was coined by DJ Nicholas in the year 1961, and the functional nutrient means both essential plus beneficial. The beneficial nutrient means these are some of the nutrients which have some specific role in the plants. For example, sodium, it has got some role in the sugar beet plant. Okay, silicon has got an important role in rice. Okay, especially to impart some of the diseases, I think most probably blast. So the blast disease of the rice can be somehow, I think, minimized with the proper application of silicon. Okay, so these are functional. Okay, so this is all about the basic introductory part. So there is no need to repeat the three criteria. I think you all know, and no one will ask you about the three criteria as per this examination is concerned. Okay, now let us take a look here. So as I told you that soil fertility is an index of the nutrients. So what does that mean? That means they are talking about the numerical values or the amount present in the soil in kg per hectare. Okay, so we'll start with nitrogen first. Okay, because nitrogen is extremely important. This is the first primary nutrient. So the nitrogen value lies between 260 to 280 to 560 kg per hectare. So if it is higher than 560, as per the hierarchy chart is concerned, low, medium and high. Okay, but in some soil testing laboratory they have also classified it in 6 hierarchy rates, that is low, medium, high, very high. In case of low, they have also classified as very low, but that much depth is not required. You just remember the value. Okay, there is very least chance that this part will be asked, but still then why should we take any risk? And since these are numerical values, let us just make a note here. Phosphorus 10 to 25 by Olsen method. Okay, in case of saline and alkali soil. Remember, phosphorus is also analyzed in acidic soil by Bray and Kurtz method. Okay, so there the value will be lying up between 30 to 60 kg per hectare. Okay, this is phosphorus. Next we have is potassium. So potassium lies between 122 to 60, calcium between 10 to 40, magnesium 10 to 15, sulfur less than 10 ppm. Here this is not kg, this is ppm. Okay, and more than 10 is sufficient. Organic carbon, now this is very important. The soil which are having good amount of organic carbon, obviously the fertility status is higher. So 0.5 to 7.5, less than 0.5 is low, more than 7.5 is high. Okay, here the nitrogen, phosphorus, potash, calcium, magnesium, sulfur and the basic elements carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, it comprises of the plant values as nitrogen 1.5%. this is the average concentration. If I talk about the range, it is between 1 to 5%. Okay, so phosphorus is also between 0.1 to 4% if I talk about the range, but average value is 0.2. Potassium is 1, calcium 0.5, magnesium 0.2, sulfur 0.1 and carbon, hydrogen and oxygen, they comprise the highest part. Okay, 96%. Please make a note here, please mark, you can get a question from this particular part. Okay, so the nutrient as average concentration in the plant body is important, whereas in the soil it is important but not that much. Okay, now as I have told you that the nutrients, they are present in some of the forms. Okay, so some of the forms means they are present in anionic and cationic form. Okay, so now we'll just take a look which nutrients are present. See, carbon, obviously they are present in the carbon, it's taken from carbon dioxide in CO2 form. Obviously it is present in atmosphere, there is no need for any artificial application. Same goes for C, H and O. Okay, talking about nitrogen, I told you the same concept. It is having two different forms, anion and cation. H2PO4 and HPO4 plus PO4 3 minus is the ionic form of phosphorus. Phosphorus is such an element which is available in a wide range of pH. Also in acidic soil, neutral soil, saline soil and alkaline soil. Okay, potassium, it is cation K plus, calcium Ca2 plus, magnesium it is Mg2 plus, sulfate it is SO4 2 minus. Okay, so then again we have micronutrients, H2BO3 or HBO3, this is the boron. Then chlorine Cl minus, these are anions. Copper, it is a cation. Okay, iron, it is a cation Fe2 plus and Fe3 plus or Fe. Okay, they have various valencies. As a result, it goes highly oxidized and reduced condition because of different states of valency. Manganese Mn2 plus, it is a cation. Molybdenum MoO4 2 minus, this is obviously a anion. Zinc Zn2 plus. And nickel, most importantly nickel. Okay, so just mark down nickel Ni2 plus, it is positively charged particle, so it is a cation. So आपको ये एग्जाम में पूछ सकता है कि कौन सा cation है, anion है, there is a probability. ठीक है, so इसको आपको ध्यान में रखना है. Now which of the following nutrient is taken in the part where one indicator plant will be grown which will be indicating its deficiency? Okay, so just you remember the names. Nitrogen, it's cauliflower and cabbage. For phosphorus, it is mustard. For potassium, it is potato. Again, for calcium, it is same. Calcium is for cauliflower and cabbage. Sodium, sugar beet and turnip. Boron, sunflower. Iron, it is sorghum. Okay, so yeah, whatever I am discussing, guys, these are very important. Probability is there that you will be getting questions from this particular part and in the vicinity of this particular topics. Okay, this is very important from soil fertility point of view. Fertility मतलब fertile status. We are talking about the nutrients. So, जो भी discussion हमारा होगा wide range पे सब पूरा 17 essential nutrients को लेके होगा and वही से question put up हो सकता है. Okay. Next is mobile and immobile nutrients in soil. Now what does that mean? Mobile and immobile nutrient. Mobile means in one line I'll say mobile means actually it is the freedom. Okay, freedom to flow. For example, nitrogen, it is having the freedom to flow anywhere. It is the highly mobile nutrient. But the NH4 plus form of nitrogen is immobile in the soil. Please make it a mark because it is having positively charged. Okay, ये positive charge है, so clay negative charge है, so they are getting fixed. Ammonium is getting fixed in the clay. Okay, so this is the basic thing about the mobile part, and just now we'll take a look into the examples. In plant we have chlorine, magnesium, molybdenum, nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium. Okay, they are mobile, means they have got the freedom to move from one place to another or from one part to another, whereas immobile is boron, calcium, copper, iron, manganese, zinc and sulfur. Okay, soil में we all know बहुत common है soil में few nutrients like phosphorus. Okay, phosphorus is always immobile in the soil, remember, but in case of plant phosphorus का क्या scenario है? प्लांट में फॉस्फोरस मोबाइल है बट सॉइल में फॉस्फोरस इमोबाइल है, ध्यान में रखना. ओके, सॉइल में नाइट्रोजन का जो NO3 फॉर्म है दैट इज मोबाइल बट द NH4 फॉर्म इज इमोबाइल. ई से क्वेश्चन पुट अप होगा. ओके, क्लोरीन, नाइट्रेट एंड सल्फेट, ओके, दीज आर मोबाइल, वेयरएज अमोनियम, कैल्शियम, कॉपर, आयरन, मोलिब्डेनम, phosphorus, potassium, magnesium, nickel, these are immobile in soil. Okay, so these are the things which are important and which can be asked. Now taking a look into the fertility, ये part important है थोड़ा सा. प्लांट के कौन से पार्ट में डेफिशिएंसी सिम्टम्स होता है एंड व्हाट इज द डेफिशिएंसी एंड हाउ कैन यू आइडेंटिफाई दैट. सो विल जस्ट टेक ए सुपरफिशियल लुक. ओके, एंड जो इंपॉर्टेंट है मैंने यहाँ पे मेंशन किया है एंड you just can see I have mentioned in keywords, not in much details and not in just making a heavy traffic. So just let us take a look. In case of nitrogen, chlorosis. Okay, chlorosis means what? The loss of chlorophyll. It will be giving the green color, the green pigment will be lost. As a result, there will be yellowing in the leaves. Okay, so basically nitrogen का जो yellowing होता है वो एक V पैटर्न में होता है सीरियल्स में. ओके, एक यूनिफॉर्म क्लोरोसिस होता है इन केस ऑफ नाइट्रोजन. सो इट स्टार्ट्स फ्रॉम द लीफ टिप्स. वी हैव ए पिक्चोरियल डेमोन्स्ट्रेशन, विल टेक ए लुक. जस्ट आप यहाँ पे की वर्ड्स आप लोग याद कर लीजिए. इन केस ऑफ फॉस्फोरस इट इज रेडिश पर्पल कलर ऑन द लीव्स. इन केस ऑफ फॉस्फोरस देयर इज नेक्रोसिस. नाउ ये दो टर्म में एक डिफरेंस है, क्लोरोसिस एंड नेक्रोसिस. नेक्रोसिस मीन्स डेथ. डेथ ऑफ व्हाट? नॉट प्लांट, डेथ ऑफ प्लांट सेल्स. कोई भी लीफ लेके आप देख सकते हो, जो लीफ का जो एज होगा वो जल चुका होगा. ओके, देयर विल बी बर्निंग ऑफ द लीव्स, मींस द सेल्स आर ओवर, द सेल्स आर डेड. ओके, सो दिस इज पोटेशियम. इन केस ऑफ मैग्नीशियम देयर इज क्लोरोसिस बिटवीन द वेन्स. ओके, माइनर डिफरेंसेस है वट एवर आई हाईलाइटेड. सी इन केस ऑफ सल्फर भी देयर इज येलो और ग्रीन लीव्स, बट द जो वेन्स है इट रिमेन्स येलो. बट इन केस ऑफ आयरन द सेम डेफिशिएंसी बट द वेन्स रिमेन ग्रीन. ये डेफिशिएंसी डिफरेंस आप ध्यान में रखिएगा. ओके, इन केस ऑफ आयरन वेन्स ग्रीन है बट सल्फर के केस में येलो हो जाती है. ओके, देन वी हैव मैंगनीज. इन केस ऑफ मैंगनीज देयर इज ब्राउनिश ब्लैक स्पॉट्स ऑन लेग्यूम्स एंड पोटैटोज. ओके, कॉपर में यंगेस्ट लीव्स हैव वाइट टिप एंड बोरन you can see brownish or dead, the leaf becomes. Okay, it happens in case of sugar beet mainly. Okay, अब कौन सा deficiency plant के कौन से part में होता है? Always remember NPK is highly mobile in plants, so they always take place in the older leaves. Okay, and magnesium and molybdenum deficiency also takes place in the older leaves. In the new leaves, the sulfur, iron, manganese and copper. In case of both old and in zinc, okay, it may, the deficiency symptom of zinc can take place in old and also new. Terminal but calcium and boron, दोनों का status क्या है? Both are immobile in the plant. Okay, then when the veins remain green, iron and manganese, मैंने आपको यहाँ पे बताया था, आप देख सकते हो green veins same, प्लस मैंगनीज भी है. एंड इन केस ऑफ येलो वेन्स, सल्फर यहाँ पे मैंने बताया था. यस, वेयर इज इट? यस, सी, येलो और येलो वेन्स. सो येलो वेन्स. सो ये बेसिक कंसेप्ट है, जस्ट आप लोगों को याद रखना है. ओके, जस्ट डेली रिविजन एंड वन टाइम डिस्कशन, दैट्स ऑल you need to do from this particular part. And next we'll see. Okay, so I have highlighted a pictorial view here that will just give you a idea regarding the deficiency. सबसे पहले हम नाइट्रोजन देखेंगे, then we'll be seeing obviously phosphorus जो primary measure है. Okay, then we'll see potassium, nitrogen. But we learned that there is uniform chlorosis. Okay, what happens? The lower leaves, you see, ये जो leaf है, ध्यान से देखना इसको. See, ये जो मैंने I am trying to make it make a point out here. You see, completely green हो चुका है, completely yellow हो चुका है वो. क्यों? That is chlorosis. And you see the location. You see the location. The location is lower part. This is the lower leaf. Okay. Case for potassium. Potassium में what I told, there is necrosis, the death of plant cells. You see the age of the leaf. You see that is it has undergone some burning injury. Okay, the cells are dead. You can see here spots turn rusty, जो rust color होता है. Okay, so this is potassium. And one more we have for phosphorus. So phosphorus मैंने बताया था पर्पल कलर, ये एक डिफरेंट कलर है, पर्पल कलर. यू सी द कलर हियर, ये ब्लैक भी नहीं है, रेड भी नहीं है डायरेक्टली, बट देयर इज सम पर्पल डिस्कलरेशन इन द लीफ एज. ओके, सो दैट इज ए साइन ऑफ phosphorus deficiency. Okay, so all these things are there. And iron, copper, मैंने ये सब आपको बताया था कौन से लीफ में होता है, इन द न्यूअर लीव्स. तो यू सी द अपर पार्ट, दैट इज द न्यूअर ग्रोथ, देयर यू विल बी फाइंडिंग iron and these deficiencies. Okay, so sulfur, in case of sulfur I told you that the veins are green. Okay, so you see the veins remain green here. Okay, and one more thing, yes, calcium. So calcium, it takes place in the terminal buds. Okay, in the growing points mainly. Calcium, not only calcium plus boron. Okay, so again I'll just repeat one thing here. You see, जो सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट पार्ट था यहाँ पे, इन केस ऑफ वेनिंग ऑफ द लिव्स, यू सी आयरन इज हैविंग ग्रीन वेन वेयर एज सल्फर इज हैविंग ए येलो वेन. सो ये डिफरेंस है दोनों के बीच. सो ये पे आपको मार्क करना है. ओके, नाउ कम्स द मेजर रोल और द मेजर पार्ट ऑफ देम. सो मेजर पार्ट मीन्स कार्बन, हाइड्रोजन, ऑक्सीजन. व्हाट इज द परसेंटेज? Yes, will answer me, what is the percentage of CHO in plant? It is 96%. So it obviously it provides the basic structure. Okay, then comes NP and S. So they provide tissue building elements. Okay, nitrogen gives excessive vegetative growth, plus nitrogen is having various role in the plant body. Okay, heavy foliage देता है plant को, then it is also a constituent of, you can say, DNA, RNA, protein. Okay, all these points are there. Then we have K, Mg, Ca and Cl. So potassium, it is associated with luxury consumption. Just remember this term, luxury consumption means they take in excess of potassium. Okay, then stomata regulation, disease resistance. Remember, heavy application of nitrogen invites pest and disease attacks, but whereas balanced application of potash will help in disease resistance. Okay, then calcium, magnesium and phosphorus, this we have as skeletal element. Calcium is responsible for cell wall constituent, whereas magnesium is the chief cation in the chlorophyll structure in the plants. Okay, oxygen and hydrogen in energy exchange. Copper, iron, manganese and sulfur, these are the catalytic elements. Sulfur is an constituent of amino acids like cysteine, cysteine, and this is very important for oil seed crops. Okay, so who can give me a few examples of oil seed crops where sulfur is very much required? Yes, soybean, then you can say groundnut, then you can say mustard. Okay, where the sulfur content is highly required. Okay, then these are the common, I have just mentioned out the common points. These are the basic things. Then in case of boron, this is the only micronutrient metal. Okay, boron is the only micronutrient non-metal, others are present in the metallic form. Okay, and this is responsible for pollen germination. Okay, so now as per a look on the last year's question paper which just I have gone through, I have seen just few questions were being asked from this particular part of soil health card. Okay, now what is soil health card? I think we all know what is a soil health card. I'm not going to explain what is soil health card. I'm just going to highlight from where the questions will be asked in your examination. So you see here, basically soil health card, it was first question may come is, it was introduced in the year 2000 and yes, it was introduced in the year 2016 or 15. It is 15. Okay, it was introduced in the year 2015. Okay, so now it has 12 parameters. How many parameters? 12. You see pH, EC, organic carbon, available nitrogen, available phosphorus, available potash, available sulfur, zinc, boron, iron, manganese and copper. Okay, ये सब present है soil health card में. Okay, so a farmer can get these nutrients checked. ये क्या है? This is an index of soil fertility. Okay, so just make a correlation and study. So a farmer can get this value. So यहाँ पे आपका टेस्ट वैल्यू मिलेगा. जैसे मैंने आपको नाइट्रोजन का बताया था, what I told 280 to 560. So कितना नाइट्रोजन है? Here the values will be mentioned. Okay, and this will be the unit in kg per hectare or how much, and this will be the rating, means either it is low, either it is medium or either it is high. Okay, so this is the basic thing about the सॉइल हेल्थ कार्ड. ये से क्वेश्चन पूछ सकता है. एक और क्वेश्चन मैं आपको यहाँ पे पूछूंगा कि कौन कौन से पैरामीटर्स है. आई विल नॉट आस्क, आई विल आस्क विच पैरामीटर्स आर मिसिंग इन दिस पर्टिकुलर सॉइल हेल्थ कार्ड. ओके, दो ऐसे न्यूट्रिएंट है जो यहाँ पे मिसिंग है, वो कौन कौन से है? दैट इज माई क्वेश्चन टू यू ऑल. ओके, आउट ऑफ दिस 12 व्हाट आर द 2 मेन मिसिंग? ओके, सो यहाँ पे फार्मर का डिटेल, एड्रेस, ऑल दिस थिंग्स, बेसिक थिंग्स आर देयर. So from where you can get this value, from where a farmer can get the values of his field? From a soil testing laboratory in his state or government soil testing laboratories hai, plus in different state agricultural universities, plus in Krishi Vigyan Kendras, and also in some places there are some privately owned agricultural in the agricultural bodies there are soil testing labs. So वहाँ पे जाके a farmer can test these following parameters. Okay, so these are the following things, and just we'll take a quick look into the objective questions part. First question, yes, which I have told you, soil health card, it was introduced in which year? Yes, the correct answer is 2015. Which of the following 2 nutrients are absent in soil health card? Yes, this is the question which I was supposed to ask you. We have got your options as calcium, magnesium, sulfur, both A and B. So correct answer is both A and B. Okay, so means calcium and magnesium both were missing, but we saw sulfur is there. Okay, now next question is, which is the most deficient micronutrient? So this is your task. Every day I am providing you one task to figure out. You'll just see which is the most deficient micronutrient and you will convey your answer in our group. Okay, so total parameters tested in the soil health card, it is 12. And deficiency of which nutrient elements occur on the terminal part, so it will be calcium and boron. So the correct answer will be both A and B. so ये क्वेश्चन आपका नबार्ड में पूछा गया था 2018 में. so ऐसे सिमिलर क्वेश्चंस पे हमें फोकस करके आगे चलना है. ओके, विल सी द रिमेनिंग 5. नाउ हाउ मेनी सॉइल टेस्टिंग लेबोरेटरीज आर देयर इन इंडिया. ये क्वेश्चन जो है थोड़ा सा फ्रॉम द a bit different from the main frame. जनरली ये नहीं पूछा जाता है, बट इन वेरियस बुक्स यू विल गेट द आंसर. ये क्वेश्चन JRF एग्जाम में पूछा गया था. ओके, बट आई थिंक you should know this. Okay, ये you should know this and I give you the task to figure out this answer. अगर नहीं मिला तो I'll convey you. Next one, the important one, which nutrient is present in both cation and anion form? Yes, you have sulfur, potash, phosphorus and nitrogen. So the correct answer is nitrogen. Khaira disease of rice and white bud of maize. very 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 important questions. यहाँ पे मैंने स्टार मार्क लगाया है. बाकी क्वेश्चंस की तरह यहाँ से क्वेश्चंस पुट अप होने का मैक्सिमम चांस है. एंड ये बहुत जगह में ये क्वेश्चन पूछा गया, JRF, NET, SRF, एवरीवेयर. सो इट इज ड्यू टू जिंक. ओके, करेक्ट आंसर इज जिंक. नेक्स्ट वन, विच ऑफ द फॉलोइंग इज नॉट ए माइक्रोन्यूट्रिएंट कैटायन. यहाँ पे एक थोड़ा सा कंसेप्चुअल क्वेश्चन पूछा गया है, बट दिस इज वेरी इजी. विच ऑफ द फॉलोइंग इज नॉट ए माइक्रोन्यूट्रिएंट कैटायन पूछा गया है. ओके, सो हमें याद करना है कौन कौन सा के पॉजिटिव चार्ज है. सो मैंगनीज हैविंग ए पॉजिटिव चार्ज, कॉपर इज ऑल्सो हैविंग ए पॉजिटिव चार्ज, आयरन इज हैविंग डिफरेंट वैलेंसी स्टेट्स 2+, 3+, Fe+. ओके, सो ऑब्वियसली जो पॉजिटिव चार्जेस है they are disqualified. So the correct answer here will be none other than boron. Okay, so boron is a micronutrient anion because it is negatively charged particle. Next one is nitrogen percentage in FYM. Okay, so just direct value you have to remember 0.5, 0.6, 0.1 and 0.2. very close options, very close answers, but हमेशा याद रखना बहुत कॉमन क्वेश्चन है. NPK value in FOM is 0.5, 0.2 and 0.5. okay, so the correct answer is 0.5. okay, so that's all from the objective arena. So just keep on studying this part, just revise, read your books, look out into the materials whatever I've discussed, and just stay tuned. We have something more extraordinary and something more classical to unfold in the upcoming sessions. So till that, thank you. That's all for the session.